All right, we are live. So this is the adbank Q3 update, and I'm just going to share the announcement in there. Share this link in the announcement channel and have people join. All right, we've got a couple people joining, which is great. All right, just got confirmation audio is good, so that's good to hear. All right, welcome everyone. We're gonna give it a bit of time here to get everyone to join. Plan is to go through a few things, talk about the distribution. Most of the questions are around the promotion and the distribution of it for the referral bonus, and what we got planned around that, which is exciting. Cover off the Kucoin hack and where we're at on that front. Discuss the tech and some of the sort of the forces that are driving kind of the state of it, and then get into some of the good news around user growth, relay, case study that we ran in Q3, and kind of runway team discussion, and and then talk about our biggest referral yet. Ghost Tony, and no, you go by a lot of names. Man of mystery. All right, we're just give it one more minute for a few more people to join, and then we'll get started. I think his last update would have been at the start of where is TOB? Let's see him here. It's interesting. It says 8 referrals, but then only 3 participants, or nine people attending, but right now, and then only a few participants. So I wonder if that's people not signed in potentially. So maybe he's one of them. All right. Hello, News Viral. Okay, so we'll get started. So first thing, by far the most sort of frequently asked question is, what's the status on the referral bonus distributions? And so the kind of communication around that is they're being processed. Everyone will get theirs. What sort of has caught us and most of the world in terms of the Ethereum world by surprise has been the gas costs. And so right now we're sending transactions that are costing us $2 to be able to issue a 30-cent referral. Which was never, that was never the design, never the intent, but it's the reality of the situation with gas prices at where they are. So everyone's going to get their referral. Everyone is getting their referral. We're processing them all. The wallet is fully funded in terms of Ethereum. Even if the gas prices go to $10, everyone will get their referral. But what we're trying to do is be, it feels very stupid to spend $3 to send 30 cents. And so we're trying to minimize that level of stupidity. And so we're trying to find days where the gas prices are kind of that $1, $2. A bunch got out today. It shot back up to $3 in gas costs. And so we've got a system that's watching it, and we're moving it along. Even if gas prices go up way more than this, everyone's going to be getting their referrals. And then, at the end, we'll talk a little bit about, the referral bonus programs are a lot of fun. Everyone enjoys them. The request, it works. We're getting, significant user growth as a result. And we're going to be issuing a new referral bonus that's going to incorporate in the gas cost situation. So it's going to be a longer one, bigger prize, fewer people, but it'll be, I think, hopefully equally effective, equally fun. All right, TOB joined us right on. Okay, so that's distribution. If anyone has any other questions on the distribution, please add it in here. We've got a FAQ that talks to the distribution questions, the referral bonus questions. That's on the site. But if anyone on here has any questions, please at any point drop them in the chat. So next kind of burning topic. So the Kucoin hack that affected lots of projects, tons and tons of projects, significant chunk of funds, ended up being essentially a $200 million hack from Kucoin. 185 million ADB were involved. No funds that were involved were part of the team's funds, and everyone whose funds were affected by the Kucoin hack are being covered by Kucoin according to them. So in the end, we'll talk about kind of some of the next steps, but in the end right now, the amount that's been taken, most of those funds have been able to be secured. There are plenty of projects that are in a similar situation to us that did not build in the functionality for very valid reasons in terms of not having people have too much control of being able to lock funds. And so right now, everyone that has been affected will be covered by Kucoin. And what's effectively happened is essentially 185 million ADB tokens have been moved to a wallet. Each one of those tokens is not going to be allowed back onto the Kucoin platform, but every one of the people whose funds were taken are going to be reimbursed by Kucoin. And now that 185 million tokens is essentially orphaned. It's not going to be able to come back onto Kucoin. Unlike other projects, we have a fairly large circulating supply. We have 1 billion tokens. That's enough for our platform to continue to work. And as Ant's saying, Kucoin insured reimbursing holders, and a lot of projects were affected a lot more than we were in terms of the percent of their supply that has been taken offline. So everyone that's been affected that was an ADB holder is going to be covered by Kucoin. Each of those tokens that was moved, so 185 million, is going to be sort of taken out of the main liquidity source of adbank, which is Kucoin. So hopefully that covers things. Continue to look at our options and if there's other things that we should be doing. But as we're continuing to explore those options, the status quo holds. So drop in any questions. This is crypto. This is not the first hack, won't be the last hack. That's kind of the beauty of crypto in terms of its ability to continue to survive. So on the tech side, the other kind of big item. So we've had the replacer down for a number of weeks now. It all has coordinated with two forces that have been driving it. So I'll try and kind of like oversimplify what's happening with the replacer. So a solution is being worked on. We're refactoring it to deal with this issue. The issue that we're facing is significant increase in users, while at the same time significant increase in gas costs. The way that the system works is that Blade calculates who saw what ads, how much each person receives. With that sort of calculation happening, the amount that the gas costs results in the rate that people are receiving their funds. And so what's happening now is gas costs have gone up, fewer people are being paid out because that threshold of amount of being transferred versus the cost of the transfer is increasing. And so, or decreasing, but the gas costs are increasing. And so the fewer people getting paid out means the system is getting backlogged with more and more people waiting to get paid out. And then on top of that, sort of the status quo system being built up, this backlog being built up and built up and built up because of the gas costs, we have more and more users coming on. And so that's great. But the challenge is that the system could probably have handled one of those problems, but it became this sort of significant compounding effect of rapid growth and then the next problem was the gas costs. And so right now the development team is working on a solution, refactoring the platform, currently testing it, hopefully being deployed in the coming weeks. Yeah, so victims of our own success. Yeah, certainly the growth rate. The lots of success coming out of the marketing team with Catherine around the referral programs. The tech team, like I said, would have been able to handle one of these issues, but the compounding issue has resulted in us needing to kind of do a bit of a re-architecture on being able to handle this level of a backlog of waiting for people to be paid. So those are the big ones, the big sort of challenges, I'll say, that we're facing. Now I'll dig into some of the good news. So user growth, phenomenal numbers, continuing to see rapid growth. So we've already hit our goal for the year in terms of number of users to be on the platform. Lots of people ready to go, waiting to get back on to use Blade and be part of Task Marketplace activities. So that's extremely exciting. Really.digital. So for those that aren't familiar with this is a B2B enterprise play that leans into the remote work. And so what's happening with that is, lots of companies that are out there are wanting to maintain their corporate messaging while their staff are working remote. We are currently contacting those companies and letting them know that, hey, you can still, provide messages that are, important but not urgent. Yeah, thank you. B2B means business to business. Important but not urgent, which are kind of corporate messaging, corporate branding type messages. And so company vision, mission, values, all that stuff. Anyone that works for a big company has certainly experienced the drinking of the Kool-Aid, and we want to be that sort of purveyor of Kool-Aid to these companies. So we've had a lot of interest from smaller companies, so kind of like 20-person and below companies. We've got about 15 that are lined up to do a pilot. We don't want to push go on that pilot until we have sort of a marquee brand associated with it. Similar to when adbank worked with Red Bull and the government of Austria, we want a similar level of kind of a company or brand associated with this pilot, and then we're going to be able to do a quick bit of development work, 2-week development sprint, and then deploy to that company, and then use that and turn that into kind of a PR piece and onboard additional companies after that. So we're in discussions with it's a 12,000 person, over 10,000, 10 or 15,000 company, all staff working remote. Exciting kind of possibilities with that. And we're going to see where that goes. So we need to get our first marquee brand on board. We're going to run a pilot with them, and then look to scale after that. And I think this is certainly a COVID-19 accelerated trend, but remote work was going to be happening and will continue to be happening post all of this. So the case study in Q3 we did was successful. So we did a case study with brand builders to drive some marketing metrics for a company, quickly accelerated the username from quickly increased the username or the users for that company, the marketing metrics. And we're excited to be sharing those metrics with other marketing companies to be able to get them on board the Task Marketplace as soon as Blade's back and working. So runway is stable. Our projections are still solid. There's some questions around, how is our profitability between all of our different projects. Right now with Blade not operating, we're not able to generate revenue from the Task Marketplace. And then eSig Media, which was the acquired ad network, has run into a challenge with the increased regulation around vaping has resulted in a decreased number of companies, which we were servicing. We were basically the marketing arm for these smaller companies. And so that business's revenue has taken a significant hit kind of in that August, September leading into October timing, while we're sort of adjusting based on the change in the marketplace. So all that being said, we're continuing to explore what adjustments we need to make to stay. We've had months of infinite runway. Basically months of break even, no profit, which is awesome. It's a state that is extremely rare for these projects to get into. And so we're here 3 years later, continuing to push, and we'll be in a position of infinite runway again shortly. Bit of a dip right now, but we'll be back. Once Blade's back, once we figure out kind of the pivot with eSig, we'll be in good shape. So question from TOB. Okay, we got back to Blade. Will the task marketplace programs continue? Yeah, so they will. We want them to. We need to adjust how we do some of these because of the gas cost. So before, if we were sending 100 ADB, we could do that when it was 5 cent, 7 cent, even 10 cent transfer. No problem. When that might be a $4 transaction, how do we continue to do task marketplace activities? So we have a few things that we're going to be testing on how to do that. Larger rewards to fewer people, kind of similar vein that we're going to be testing around the referral program. So that's one. I see another question. Not receive the referral program. Yeah, so I was mentioning that at the start. Everyone will receive their referrals. Because of the gas costs, we're trying to be efficient about when we send those referrals. The wallet is fully funded with ADB and Ether to cover the gas. It's going to get sent. It's just a question of trying to be as efficient as possible so that when we do our next promotion, we're able to continue to be as inclusive as possible for as many people as possible. Okay, and yeah, coming up for Q4, as soon as Blade's back, which is weeks, days, weeks away, not months. We're gonna have our biggest referral campaign ever, largest distributions to individuals. It's gonna run for 3 months, and we'll hopefully continue the trajectory that we've been on with user acquisition, which is exciting, and continue to kind of get people rewarded for their attention online. And that's been what we've been trying to push from the start and continuing to, and it's taking different forms and we'll continue to. But we've certainly hit a nerve here in terms of the ability to get people, 100,000 people to be using our platform is a success. That's exciting. We now need to turn that into exactly. We now need to turn that into exactly what we want it to be and have it generate the results that we want it to generate. But we've got the users first, and that's the first step. So it's exciting. All right. Any questions that I didn't get to? So I think I've covered everything that I intended to cover. We got the Q3 update. Want to be respectful of everyone's time. It's true. TOB. Way funnier too. News viral. TOB and Ant were on an AMA, the last AMA, the most popular AMA, which they like to point out. So be sure to check that one out. And I'm sure they'll be back on soon enough. Yeah. So I don't see any other questions. The server error, yeah. So that's related to the compounding impact of the backlog of transactions to be sent. So yeah, so the server error. So so Ant's asking about, server, can we expand around the server? And so, basically we built the machine to be able to process these transactions. Those transactions have been building up. So we've been making this big backlog of transactions that have been built up, that have people who have viewed ads, people who are owed ads, while at the same time we're having a whole bunch of new users come on board. And the sort of the rate of the machine is getting, we're trying to basically, you guys know a wood chipper or like a paper shredder. So we're basically trying to take like like encyclopedia and put it through a paper shredder to be able to distribute it. And so the paper shredder is resulting in a server error. So I'm a mechanical engineer, not a computer science. So Connor's probably grimacing at my analogy. But yeah, that backlog of, we had one book that we were able to deal with of increasing users, and then we had this other issue added of gas costs, and we're basically now trying to stuff them too much through the machine as the machine was designed. And so we're now refactoring, so adjusting the machine based on the current load put up on it. So hopefully that both is understandable and reasonably accurate. Yeah. Right now it's choking on the funnel is choking on the data, and so we're rebuilding the funnel. Okay. Any other questions? Good stuff. We'll appreciate everyone coming, and this will be available and online on our live streams. And if anyone has any other questions, always, TOB and Ant are doing an amazing job, as they always do, in the community. I'm following and always available for questions and providing answers. And the team between Narcissus, Catherine, Connor, and the entire team, Ahmed, Axon, all continue to do a great job. And we're continuing to push forward, solving some issues right now, and then get back on track with user growth. All right. Thanks, everyone.